Hello students and welcome back. In this video we'll be performing Lab 12, Endothermic versus Exothermic. We'll be adding salts to water, different salts, and we'll see how those different salts affect the temperature of the water and how dissolving those salts is either an endothermic or an exothermic process. Let's click on the link here to get started. This will load up the calorimetry lab in Beyond Labs. When the lab starts, we have sodium chloride on the lab bench, but we already have 2 grams of sodium chloride on the balance. Let's go ahead and note the sodium chloride in our lab notebook. Let's take save a lab image, and that takes just a second. And then we'll put 1.9993 grams of sodium chloride, or 2. Okay, that's on the weigh paper. So we recorded the mass. Our calorimeter contains 100 milliliters of water. We're going to start under our live data. We're going to wait for the temperature to equilibrate for about 30 seconds. And it has really. We're going to put our initial temperature into the lab notebook. Let's say TI equals 25.00 degrees C. All right, and next we're going to add the sodium chloride to the calorimeter and observe the temperature change until it levels off. So let's go ahead and do that. May need to, there we go. Let's put it in. And now the temperature will begin to change. We need to observe the temperature change. That'll be either an increase or a decrease. We'll observe it until it levels off and then let it continue to record for an additional 30 seconds. We can click accelerate if we need to, just to speed things up. And it's leveled off fairly constant now. It's at 24.79. All right. So I will discontinue accelerating and I'll record 24.79 in my lab notebook. Okay, so next we're going to do another one, and the next experiment will be to do the same thing with sodium nitrate, NaNO3. So let's clear the lab. Okay, and let's choose presets and NaNO3, heat of solution NaNO3. And we're just going to repeat this process. Now we have, let's go to our lab book and put in NaNO3, 2.0169 grams. All right, and our T sub I is equal to, let's go to live data, 25.00. Right, and let's start saving, and let's add this to the calorimeter. Notice that it's stirring, and so we get an even distribution. Again, we see a decrease in the temperature. We'll click accelerate and wait till it levels off. We should continue to record for about 30 seconds, but we're on accelerate, so that's fine. 23.96. Let's record that in our lab notebook. All right, next we're going to repeat this experiment with heat of solution sodium acetate. So let's clear the lab and go to presets, heat of solution NaAC, and same thing. We see we're at 25.01. Let's click save and go to the lab book. NaAC, and our mass is 1.9666 grams, and our temperature 25.01 degrees C. Ti equals 25.01 degrees C. And now let's go ahead and add this to the calorimeter, and we'll observe the change. Now we're seeing an increase in the temperature. Let's choose accelerate. And our graph is beginning to level off at around 26.00. And it's starting to decrease again. So probably our maximum temperature was 26.00. You can look at the graph if you're not sure, because we want that maximum or minimum temperature. And our maximum was 26.00. So we're going to say T sub F equals 26.00. So we want our change in temperature maximum minus minimum, or minimum or maximum minus initial, or minimum minus initial. So over and beyond labs, now we're prepared to answer our questions, right? We want the sodium chloride in water, our starting temperature and the final temperature, and the change in temperature. The same thing for the sodium nitrate, and the same thing for the sodium acetate. This is the NaAC right here, okay? And then it will ask you some questions about endothermic versus exothermic processes.